Hello, hello. This is Casey Armitage, your blue collar candidate for Michigan's 10th Congressional District. I am here at IFA Tactical already, just excited for our meet and greet that starts at 4 o'clock. So if you didn't hear about that yet, please join us at IFA Tactical. It's on Mound Road, just north of 15 Mile in Sterling Heights. I'd love to see everybody. You don't have to stay. Just drop in anytime you can between 4 and 7. That'd be great. I thought this afternoon would be a good idea to share the original gun girl story, if you will, of how it all got started, and just kind of talk for a little bit. So I'm going to take you back to 2016. I had recently, just for probably about a year or so, started carrying, mostly concealed. And on social media, I was seeing all sorts of things about moms who carried were bad moms and irresponsible, and it could only lead to tragedy and bad things. And I obviously did not like that. I'm not a bad mom because I carry. In fact, I'm a damn good mom. Okay. But in order to be an activist in that realm, if you're concealed carrying, nobody knows. So what are you going to do? So I started open carrying so that people could see me and my kids out in public, going to the beach, going to the grocery store, going to the library, whatever it was that we were doing that day. And I would take pictures and I would post them just to advocate for moms who carry, and that it's normal and it's a great thing. And then we came to the next school year beginning. And at this time, we lived just a block from the school. Majority of the town's kids had to cross in front of my house to get to school. So I worked as the crossing guard there. And before school started, I kind of had a thought about open carry and school property, and, that it was the most lawful way to carry if I had a CPL and I open carried, just in case in some sort of circumstance they considered my crossing guard space to be school property. So I had this conversation with my direct supervisor, who was the police chief, and he wasn't sure. He said he'd get back to me. Later that afternoon, he got back to me and he said that we have an employee handbook that neither one of us knew about. And in that employee handbook, it said that there was no concealed carry allowed. But it didn't say anything about open carry. So he supposed that was okay for me to do that. But I needed to note that night, the city council was calling a special meeting to make some amendments to the handbook there. So that city council meeting, I talked with the council. I really didn't know anything that I know now, nothing about preemption. I didn't know anything about, public employee carry and how that worked and where it came from. And so the discussion with the city at the time was left in the hands of the insurance. They were blaming the insurance policy. And sorry, there's real business going on back there. I'm invading the gunsmithing space today. So hopefully my mic picks me up over the guys in the back. But so insurance. So they were blaming the insurance, saying that they would lose their insurance policy or that their insurance rates would greatly increase if they allowed their employees to carry. And I set out on a mission to prove or find a solution to this insurance, issue, and make sure that if they allowed the employees to carry, it wasn't going to cost the taxpayers any more money. I discovered that city and majority of all municipalities in the state of Michigan all get their insurance from the Michigan Municipal League. And yes, they are very much against public employee carry. They are one of the main culprits of putting it into ordinances and employee handbooks of that employees, public employees, can't carry. So I learned a lot about the MML, and I won't get into that too much right now. But if you have questions, just please ask later. We can get into that. So what I discovered was in Michigan's preemption law, it's specifically subsection B. So it'd be MCL 123-1103B. And it simply states that municipalities have the ability, the right to choose whether or not to allow their employees to carry. It doesn't matter anything that you say or do. It's their choice. Regardless of the facts that they base it off of, right or wrong, they get to choose. So from that point on, I had started advocating for state legislature to repeal that line, or add in a municipality shall allow public employees to carry. That legislation has not come to fruition yet. I've been met with a lot of our Republican representatives in the state House and Senate over the years that really love and support the idea. But it's never been thought to be a good time to bring that up. And there's been so many other 2A issues to fight forward on that it was kind of backburnered. Mostly they were looking for an opportunity where that section of law might have already been being opened and then put it in there instead of making it its own separate issue. But because of this circumstance, because I ended up making the paper, I was the front page top 10 news story of 2016. And there was a lot of talk and chatter. I got a lot of people talking about whether or not crossing guards should carry and protect themselves and the children they're overseeing. A lot of positive, to be honest. I mean, people supported it from all across the country and even from other countries. I had people messaging me from Ireland and the UK. So, but Michigan Open Carry, they caught wind of this open carry situation and they reached out to me and they offered help and support. And I became a member in 2016. And then by 2019, I think I was elected to the board. It was the first woman to be elected by the membership to the board of directors. And then by 2021, I want to say, it could have been two, I was the first female vice president. Or no, that's not correct. But I did serve as vice president for a period of time. And then at the beginning of this year is when I was officially made the first female president of Michigan Open Carry. With my work with Michigan Open Carry and through the learning process of the public employee carry circumstances, I learned a lot about our preemption law and about municipal ordinances and about how municipalities can't restrict or prohibit firearms from, their city halls in most cases, or most specifically their parks and their recreational areas. And I began doing a lot of work on correcting those ordinances that were in place through municipalities all over Michigan. I successfully corrected, I don't know how many off the top of my head right now, but several, and helped others to continue doing the same process too. It's something we do with Michigan Open Carry is teaching and promoting others how to be the best ambassadors that they can be for the Second Amendment and for open carry. So, what else? Preemption, working on the ordinances. And yeah, so that same time frame of this public employee carry issue and becoming a member of MOC, Adam and I went to a gun show in Novi. And while we were there, there was a booth set up for the, what do they call themselves? The Michigan Conservative Coalition. And there was some really great ladies working the booth that day, and we got to chatting, and we were mostly talking about education and problems that we were having with the schools. And they told me, they were like, you need to fill this form out right now. We've got big plans for you. And it turns out that form was a precinct delegate affidavit. And I signed up to become a precinct delegate. I was put on that 2016 August primary ballot. And I was elected as a precinct delegate for the first time. And I had absolutely no idea what that was. Zero clue. I got a letter in the mail that invited me to come to a county convention. I didn't have any idea what that was either. No clue what I was getting myself into. I showed up for the county convention. Luckily, it was a very rural county. I was up in Huron, so it was a very small group of people that were very patient and understanding and explaining the whole process to me and exactly why we were there and what we were doing. And ever since then, I have continued to be reelected as a precinct delegate. I have served in the county GOPs and the district GOPs, on several different campaigns all throughout Southeast Michigan, from the tip of the thumb all the way down to the Detroit border. It's been a lot. I've had a lot of different experiences, and through all of this and through all of the learning and the growing and everything that I've done, I've always had my sights set on running for office one day to really make a difference. And that's brought me to this congressional run. And here I am, a 10th congressional district candidate. It's going really great. I have had some phenomenal connections with the voters here in the district. I've been visiting all of the small businesses, making relationships with them there. They've been very kind and generous in advertising my campaign, just like this. I put together some cute little picture frames to sit on the front counters at various restaurants, convenience stores, hair salons, all throughout the district. And the number just continues to grow about every day. What else? I just look forward to getting to know each and every one of you. I look forward to kicking off Firearm Friendly Fridays today. Again, I'm here at IFA Tactical. Yes, that's Adam over there, gunsmithing his little heart out in the background. And IFA Tactical, it's on Mound Road in Sterling Heights, just north of 15 Mile on the east side of the road. It's 35506 Mound Road. We're having an open house style meet and greet from 4 to 7, and I'd love to see all of you. You are also welcome to browse the selection here. If you've got any gunsmithing work you want to drop off, might as well, two birds, one stone. So I look forward to seeing everybody today, and God bless. Have a great day and carry on. Firearm Friendly Fridays. Whoop, whoop.